In the celestial realms, where light and shadow dance in eternal harmony, there once stood an archangel of unparalleled wisdom and power. In the Book of Enoch 22:6, Sariel, also spelled Sarakel, is listed as one of the 7 archangels. He is described as being set over the spirits who sin in the spirit, indicating a role in divine judgment and oversight. Sariel, whose name echoed with the authority of the divine, was a being of such magnificence that even the stars trembled at his gaze, as one of the watchers. Those celestial guardians, tasked with observing the tapestry of human existence, Sariel's dominion stretched across the vast expanse of the cosmos. The role as a watcher. In the Book of Enoch, the Watchers are a group of angels sent to observe humanity. Sariel is sometimes included among them, though the Watchers are also associated with the fall of certain angels who corrupted humanity. Sariel's inclusion suggests a powerful celestial role, possibly as a guardian or observer. His eyes, gleaming with the light of 1,000 suns, peered into the depths of time itself. With a mere thought, he could unravel the mysteries of the universe. His knowledge so vast and terrible that it threatened to shatter the very foundations of reality. The heavens themselves bowed to his command, for Sariel was the keeper of celestial secrets, the master of cosmic rhythms, and the guardian of truths too profound for mortal minds to comprehend. In those early days, Sariel's power knew no bounds. He could traverse the boundaries between worlds with a single step, his wings casting shadows that stretched across galaxies. The cosmic winds whispered his name in reverence, and the fabric of creation itself seemed to bend to his will. Such was the might of Sariel, the archangel whose wisdom was matched only by his devotion to the divine order. Yet, as often happens when power and knowledge intertwine, curiosity began to stir within Sariel's heart. He watched humanity with growing fascination, their struggles and triumphs a captivating dance that drew him ever closer to the mortal realm. What began as detached observation soon blossomed into something more profounder, deep. Aching compassion for these fragile beings who lived and loved so fiercely in the shadow of eternity. It was this compassion, this newfound love for humanity, that would ultimately lead Sariel down the path of rebellion. For in his desire to aid and enlighten mankind, he committed the gravest of sins. In the eyes of heaven, he shared the forbidden knowledge of the cosmos with those who were never meant to possess it. Alongside his fellow watchers, Sariel descended to earth, his radiant form cloaked in mortal guise, while others among the fallen angels sought carnal pleasures or dominion over humankind. Sariel's transgression was born of a purer intent. He revealed the secrets of the stars, taught the intricacies of time's flow, and unveiled the hidden workings of the universe to those he deemed worthy. Alchemy, astrology, and the arts of divination flowed from his lips like honey, sweet and intoxicating to those who listened. Humans, their eyes opened to the wonders of the cosmos, drank deeply from the well of celestial wisdom. But with knowledge came power, and with power came the inevitable corruption that follows in its wake. As mankind's understanding grew, so too did their capacity for both creation and destruction. Wars raged with newfound ferocity, empires rose and fell, and the delicate balance of the world teetered on the brink of chaos. Sariel watched in horror as the gifts he had bestowed upon humanity were twisted into instruments of devastation and despair. The divine retribution was swift and merciless. The heavens shook with righteous fury as Sariel and his fellow rebels were cast down from their lofty perches. No longer would they bask in the light of God's presence. Instead, they were condemned to walk the earth, their celestial glory dimmed, their wings clipped. Their power a mere shadow of what it once had been. Unlike his brethren, who revelled in their newfound freedom or sought to carve out kingdoms among mortals, Sariel retreated into solitude. The weight of his actions pressed upon him like a mountain, crushing his spirit and filling his heart with remorse. He wandered the earth in silence, a ghost among the ruins of civilizations that had risen and fallen in the blink of an immortal eye. Sariel became a whisper on the wind, a fleeting shadow glimpsed in the corners of abandoned temples. He haunted the places where the veil between worlds grew thin, his presence a faint echo of the majesty he once embodied. Humans, once awed by his wisdom, forgot his name, his legacy fading into myth and legend. Yet even in his exile, Sariel's love for humanity did not wane. He wept for the chaos his knowledge had unleashed, his tears falling like stars from the night sky. In the depths of his solitude, Sariel began to pray not for power or redemption, but for forgiveness. His prayers echoed through the void, unheard for millennia, a testament to his unwavering faith in the face of eternal damnation. Angels feared to speak his name, lest they too be tainted by association. Demons mocked his continued devotion, seeing it as weakness rather than strength. But Sariel persevered, his repentance a constant flame that burned through the ages, undimmed by time or tribulation. Centuries turned to millennia, and still Sariel prayed. The world changed around him, empires crumbling to dust, new nations rising from the ashes. Through it all, the fallen archangel remained steadfast in his vigil, a silent guardian watching over the children of earth from the shadows. Then, on a day like any other, the impossible happened. The heavens trembled, not with wrath, but with something altogether different, a stirring of divine curiosity. The throne of God, unmoved for eons, shifted ever so slightly. The celestial court buzzed with whispers and speculation as Michael the warrior archangel was summoned before the divine presence. Michael, resplendent in his armor of light, knelt before the throne, awaiting his command. The voice of God, ineffable and all-encompassing, spoke, "Go forth, my faithful servant. Seek out Sariel, the fallen one, and bring me word of his heart." With a flash of lightning and the beating of mighty wings, Michael descended to earth. He found Sariel in a place of desolation, a barren wasteland where the fallen angel had retreated to contemplate the weight of his sins. Michael approached, his hand on the hilt of his flaming sword, expecting defiance or perhaps a desperate plea for mercy. What he found instead shook him to his very core. Sariel, once his equal in power and glory, now knelt in the dust, his form diminished, but his spirit unbroken. The fallen archangel bowed his head, not in fear or submission, but in humble acceptance of whatever judgment awaited him. "Brother," Sariel whispered, his voice hoarse from centuries of disuse, "I have waited long for this day. Whatever punishment the Almighty deems fit, I will accept it gladly. For my remorse is genuine, and my love for his creation undiminished." Michael, moved by the sincerity of Sariel's words, sheathed his sword. He reached out, not to smite, but to offer a hand of compassion to his fallen brother. In that moment, a spark of the divine light that had long been absent from Sariel as being flickered back to life. Returning to heaven, Michael knelt once more before the throne. His report was simple yet profound. "He has not forsaken you, Lord. Though cast from your presence, Sariel's heart remains true." The celestial court erupted into a frenzy of debate. The seraphim, with their many wings and burning eyes, argued passionately for mercy. The cherubim, guardians of divine wisdom, cautioned against hasty judgment. The elders of the throne, ancient beyond reckoning, weighed each word with the gravity of eternity. For days and nights uncounted, the fate of Sariel hung in the balance. And then, in a moment that would be remembered for all time, the voice of God rang out once more. "Let him who has learned humility through suffering, who has maintained faith in the face of exile, be brought before me." And so it was that Sariel, the fallen angel who had never ceased to love both God and humanity, found himself once more in the presence of the divine. As he knelt before the throne, bathed in the light of forgiveness, Sariel wept tears of joy and gratitude. For in that moment he understood that true wisdom lies not in the knowledge of the cosmos, but in the boundless capacity for love and forgiveness that resides within the heart of the divine. Subscribe for more.